Influence doesn't happen in moments, it compounds. Everybody's chasing the one big speech, the deal that changes everything the moment people finally see them. But that's not how power works. The people who actually move rooms, who make decisions stick, who get followed without asking, they didn't build influence in a day. They stacked it one small signal at a time. And if you understand how that stacking works, you can engineer influence without ever having to beg for it. Here's how. So I was publisher of Success magazine for years, and I sat across from billionaires and presidents and world-class performers, and I started to notice a pattern. The most respected people in every room weren't the loudest, weren't the most charismatic. They were the most predictable. Every meeting, every message, every interaction, you could count on who they'd be. And that reliability made them powerful. People followed them because they never had to guess which version would show up that day. Once I started teaching this, I watched leaders who were constantly second-guessed become the ones everyone trusted. Founders who struggled to get their teams aligned suddenly had people executing without pushback. Executives who lost credibility every time they spoke started commanding rooms just by walking in. Same people, same ideas, different pattern. So here's the system. Influence compounds through 3 behaviors. They seem small, but over time, they change everything. Behavior 1 is consistency. Do what you said you do, especially when nobody is watching. Here's what most people miss. Humans are pattern recognition machines. We're constantly scanning for proof that you'll be the same person tomorrow that you are today. Every time you follow through, trust goes up. Every time you flake, it drops. And people are keeping score, not consciously, but subconsciously. So here's the fix. Stop making promises you're not 100% sure you can keep. If you say you'll do it, do it. If you can't, don't say it. The leaders who compound influence underpromise and overdeliver every single time. Behavior number 2 is calm. People trust the ones who stay centered, especially when everything is falling apart. Here's what happens in high-pressure moments. Most people's energy spikes, their voice changes, and their body tenses, and everybody in the room feels it. But calm is contagious. When you stay steady, others stabilize around you. So here's the test. Next time pressure hits, pause, take a breath, respond in the same tone you started with. Not reactive, not defensive, just steady. The person who can do this becomes the anchor in every storm, and people will follow anchors anywhere. Behavior number 3 is congruence. Say what you believe what you say, act in alignment with both. This is where most leaders lose credibility. Their words say one thing, and their actions say another, and people feel the disconnect. Here's the fix. Before you speak, ask yourself, do I actually believe this myself? Am I willing to act on this myself? And if the answer is no, don't say it, because every misalignment costs you trust, and trust is the only currency that matters. Now, here's what makes this system so powerful. These 3 behaviors compound. Think of influence like gravity. It doesn't announce itself, it's just constant. You don't see it working, but you feel its pull. The more consistent your mass, your integrity, your energy, your calm, the stronger your field becomes. And people start to orbit around that. They trust you without even being able to explain why. Look at Warren Buffett. He doesn't need to sell confidence. He is confidence. Oprah doesn't need to convince you that she's empathetic. She's proven it by demonstration 1,000 times. Jensen Huang doesn't just talk about vision. He lives it out every single day. None of them gained influence in one big moment. They built it day after day with small signals that compound. So here's the truth that most people miss. You don't need a viral moment. You don't need the perfect pitch. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be consistent, calm, and congruent. Stack those behaviors, and influence becomes inevitable. If you want to accelerate this process, if you want to learn how to speak, lead, and communicate with the kind of conviction that compounds over time, I built a training that breaks down the exact system. How to build trust signals people can't ignore. How to stay calm when everybody else is panicking. how to align your words and actions so people believe you. Now, it's not for everybody, but if you're tired of working twice as hard for half the influence, the link is in the description. I'll show you how the 1% do it, one small, powerful signal at a time.